I've learned. Oh, perfect. And there's a lot of things I've learned over the years, just seeing all these different business types, revenues, ranges, business sizes, employee or team member count, and everybody wants to be known. And quite frankly, that name came to me in the shower one day. I was like, man, why does there's a lot of Yahoos out there. Why does the best known beat the best? And I was so tired of seeing people who were better known, but their tactics and services were shoddy. So uh, anyway, all that to say, when I think about an expert-based business, whatever revenue range you're currently doing per month, per year, wherever you want to get to, it all starts with a plan. And you've probably heard this saying before, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that's so true. I didn't understand the power of that until the past couple of years when, I started working with businesses who they were already doing about $50,000 a month and they were trying to grow to 100,000. And then I started working with some who were doing, about a quarter million per month and they were trying to get to 500,000. The upper limit that I've really worked with is doing about 500,000. So after that, we can infer.
Serious
I'm
money.
sure it all remains the same, but they all lack plans. And I didn't understand why. And so Jim and I talked recently, and we came up with the foundational concept of what the heck is your business model? Tell us about what's the state of the union. And Mike and Brian, I'm not sure exactly what type of business y'all run, what y'all are doing revenue wise, team member count. It doesn't matter too much right now, but what I want to really work on in Austin is what's going on, where are things selling the best, how do you identify in the marketplace, what do you want to be known for or as, and then what are the obstacles to achieving it. And I know that sounds real high level and heady, but my forte is in really taking a look at the picture of your business and then diving into tactical recommendations for, okay, if it's not selling on social media, well, where are your ideal customers actually hanging out? Are they on Facebook? Because a lot of people default to Facebook, but it turns out they're actually on Reddit or X.com or LinkedIn. And so I'm not saying go and switch up your entire business model right now, but I want you to start thinking through where are these people, your ideal customers, clients, prospects, hanging out per se? What do they resonate with? What do they enjoy listening to, reading, consuming? And with any client engagement, that's the seed. That's where I always start. Yes, we can talk about mission, vision, values, 3-year plan, and all that EOS type of stuff. There's a time and a place for that. I'm just trying to get down to brass tacks. Is that I'm not in the business of wasting time. And it's there. Yeah, again, there's a time and a place for mission, vision, values. I don't think I need to help y'all with that. So, Jim, I'm happy to expand more upon that, but I can also pull up the exercise that we've got, or if you want to mention
Yeah,
some more
can
context.
you do that? Can you
Yeah,
share it?
absolutely.
Good.
Make sure it's pulled up on my screen here. And while I'm at it, I'm going to drop the link. Jim, I created a pretty link this morning for it.
Good.
So this is the link. If you just want to make a copy of this document, please do so. And we're going to be reviewing it in Austin together. I'm also happy to kind of take a look beforehand if you say,
Yeah.
Daniel.
If you will each open up your chat, you'll see that
Yeah.
link and you can copy that and put it on a note, put it on your desktop, put it wherever you want.
Yep,
Send it to
definitely.
yourself in an email, There you go. Here's the
Can we
business.
see that? Or yeah, let's
Yeah,
go
we see it
200%. There we go. All right. So I've got this beautiful document here called Your Business Model, the identifier and products. And essentially, this is what I need to know to create a game plan, a tactical action plan, or what I just call recommendations afterwards. Whether it's me or any other marketing firm or consulting firm worth their salt, we got to get clear on the state of the union. So this is something that Jim is very passionate about. I as well, but what is the identifier? What is your business identifier? Are you a coach that sells online courses? Are you a speaker that sells books, an author with some sort of community. And Jim, feel free to chime in if you have other examples, but
Yeah.
I want to figure out, like, what do you consider yourself? When not necessarily an elevator pitch, but when somebody asks you, whether it's a wife, a spouse, a partner, an aunt, an uncle, whoever, like, what is it that you just shoot off the cuff? What is it that you truly do? All right. For
Let me,
me,
let me
yeah, go
interject.
ahead. Go ahead, Jim.
Uh, Brian, I want to call on you in a moment and have you describe your business model because yours is kind of a outlier. Um, but when I'm asked, someone says, "What do you do?" I'm a mentor to experts, and they say, "What does that mean?" I say, "I work with expert-based businesses, and and I serve as an advisor and a mentor to help the owner of that business reach the top 1% of their field." Yeah, expert-based business owners.
Yep.
And so, that makes more sense out of it. And I can easily elaborate from there, but that kind of says it for me. Um, Brian, if you would describe how your business works, because it started out with just you, but you've managed to package that in some creative ways.
Yeah, sure, Jim. Thank you. Um, I am a professional traffic ticket agent who represents people and companies in court to dispute their traffic tickets, to save them money on insurance, demerits, literally their wives, their lives, their jobs. So that's what I do.
That's fascinating. I haven't ever worked with anybody
And he
like that
doesn't just
before.
do it solo. He,
Yeah.
he's able to train other people to do this. And he
Yeah.
has aspirations of taking this nationwide and internationally,
Okay.
where others will say, "Hey, I want to get into that business. I was a cop, or I worked in the courts, or I'm an attorney, and I'd like a different business model. I want to do that because I can see how much value it has to people who one ticket could destroy their career or their
Yeah.
lifestyle. Yeah.
But Brian, quick question for you. What is the primary revenue driver for the business? Is it courses, consulting, coaching, or is it like you going in and actually helping?
Court representation.
Okay.
Well, as an individual who would be owning one of these franchises, it's going to be court representation.
Yeah.
But I'm turning from the court representation model to now wanting to the primary revenue driver for me is going to become either a shared revenue or a franchise model.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
License,
Excellent.
something like that. Yeah, an affiliate. Yeah, there are a number of different models available. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this document, I'm gonna be intrigued by what you put down in this document. Yeah. This will be great.
Yep.
Well, Mike, what about you? Oh,
You're
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 muted.
muted, Mike. You're muted.
So sorry about that. I've
Yeah.
been a little distracted in that I clicked on your link and then I lost the screen. And I've been trying
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back on the screen and get and I didn't want to go out because I could hear you all speaking.
Yeah.
But I'm like behind the scenes, I'm rapidly trying to figure out how to get the screen back up so I can see everybody because I lost it. I might just click out and click back in because I feel like I'm discombobulated and
Well, do you have tabs open at the top?
I do.
Click on the tab that's for this meeting and see if it
I've,
takes you out of the other one.
I've been doing that.
Oh,
What about the bottom?
Yeah. It's probably in your taskbar, Mike.
I got nothing at the bottom. I might just disappear and come right back.
Well, let me try this. Let me try sharing again and then stopping the share and see if it kicks it back. Did that do anything for you?
No,
Oh,
I'll be right back.
okay.
okay. Yeah, no problem. Um, well, in the meantime, when Mike is rejoining, so Brian, how many franchise locations or licensed locations do you have? I'm assuming franchises because you mentioned franchise.
Yeah, I'm just in the process of putting that all together. We have two
Okay.
right now.
Yeah.
One that's really kind of I guess you can say the proof of concept, right? And now we're opening up into a much larger city. Next, I actually moved to be able to do that, and I'm going to be bringing somebody on board
Okay.
to do that as well. But yeah, so there's two right now.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well done.
Hey, Mike, you're still with us, right?
Well, I hear you. I don't see anything.
Okay.
I think I just closed.
If you would, tell Daniel the nature of your business situation now, because you've got
Yeah. We
multiple
can see you
balls
and hear you.
there. You're juggling right now, and you know, you got the potential business you're going to do with Sue. You've got you know, the speaking, and you've got the consulting, mindset consulting.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, so I'm in the process of starting a new company. I've just started it. Well, I'm in the process of starting. So I don't have any clients yet. It's called Mindset Matters Consulting, and it's I'm talking about success strategies in life or in living that are related to performance results, in the control or the shift, rather, in the way that you in your mindset. Um, I'm also I feel a little discombobulated, especially being recorded, knowing that now everybody who future watches this knows that I'm all over the place.
yeah, but you look good.
Thank you.
You look good. Yeah, you look good, and we can hear you well.
I can't even see myself. I can't see anything. So I'm
go.
talking to a bunch of voices.
Yep.
Um,
But
it,
you're a speaker,
I
and
I am.
you've done a lot of speaking, and you've done training for the police department, and
Mhm.
you've served, you know, you're what, 26 years in law enforcement?
28. Yep,
28?
28.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so, you know, that was everything from SWAT team to sniper to instructor to going out and teaching, actually teaching public speaking. And
Mhm.
so you've done all that, and you're an equestrian. And so
Mhm.
you're into horses, and you're an actual real world, honest to God cowboy. And you're
Mhm.
a movie actor, and you've got great creds with some of the movies you've been in. So,
Mhm.
you know, you got all these things going on. You offer a great deal more potentially,
Mhm.
especially considering also your Ironman accomplishments. Good
Yeah.
Lord, there are more things I can get from you than most of the other people that I know. But
Yeah.
you haven't put all of your weight onto one of those recently. Right now, you're kind of like dancing between them. And I guess so far you've been waiting for one of them to show you that it's the one, right?
Yeah, I'm just, I'm really, I'm going specifically in a bunch of directions, which
Yeah.
isn't great. Because I'm developing a lot of like you mentioned, there's a significant amount of stuff that I've done. Um, and I've been successful at a lot of things, and I've enjoyed those things. And there are similarities between all of those things that I've, used in my own pursuit of those, in my own mindset, my own certainly the endurance triathlons, and quite, quite a bit of endurance related to the tactical demands in SWAT operations that would oftentimes go for many, 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 many hours. And at some point you want to give up, except at some point you want to throw in the towel, and yet you don't, but it's really all in my head. I got through the Ironman not because of my physical strength. I
Yeah.
did have physical strength, but my physical strength wanted to die within the first couple of hours
Yeah.
and not go the entire day. So there was a lot that I think about and that I utilize to keep me going, and not only to keep me going, but to keep me going very, very specifically. Um, so there are things like that, and there's certainly just a tremendous amount of things I learned in law enforcement that make me very intentional in my actions and in the choices that I make and how I do things that provide for my own safety, the safety of my family, and you know the own clarity of my thought. So
Well, Mike, if I may, this is something that I'm consulting another client on who he's in your shoes, meaning he didn't really know exactly what his specific course or consulting program was going to be focused around. And he was trying to make it pretty broad. He had an idea of what he wanted to do, but it was very broad. And him and his wife, they started a very successful online boutique that they sell e-commerce wise. It's called Pink Lily, has $100 million valuation. I was like, well, man, why are you trying to be broad with this? Why are you trying to go after brick and mortar and e-commerce companies? You have experience in e-commerce. He's like, and most of the time with my clients like this, it's they can't see the label from inside of the jar,
mhm.
and you can't see the picture from inside of the
Great
frame,
analogy, by the way.
etc.
I hadn't heard that one before.
Yeah, it's you can't see, you get so lost in the sauce that, I have a lot of talents. Jim, you do. Mike and Brian, we all have lots of talents, but we've got to pick something specific. And so I told him we've got to craft a specific campaign to a specific target market that provides a specific outcome through some specific marketing vehicle. And we got to fail fast. We got to test it and fail fast. But Mike, if I were you, I would start doing market research. I'll talk about that in just a second, ASAP. Meaning you've got connections, contacts, friends, family, acquaintances, potential prospects, whether that's on social media, in your phone book, in your Rolodex, wherever you keep your contacts, and also like your friends, your social media type friends. I'm sure you have at least 3 people who could be a fit for your consulting. I don't know who they are. I don't even know what you're going to be focused on, but just start talking to them. I would start with your family first, and go at it from, hey, intentionally go at it from, hey, I want to put something together. What do you think I would be best at doing that others would pay me for? Intentionality is going to stay top of mind here. It's going to be a little goofy. Yeah, I know, but you're going to get in a rhythm of it. And then you broaden that to colleagues and other business friends. And then you can even get into prospects. The market research, very general term, but all you're trying to do is figure out something that they think outside the box that you're best suited for. And it could be a lot of things. I have a lot of talents. Jim has a lot of talents, but we just pick one. That's all. We
I
pick
like
one.
that approach because it makes it, in Mike's case, it makes it an easy conversation to have. If you just say, hey, I'm doing some new things in my business. I've just started I've just become licensed in a new way, and I'm doing Mindset Matters Consulting is the name of my company. I'm doing that kind of consulting with people, and I need some help with my market research, and you're my guinea pig today. So you're talking to somebody in Westlake Village that you see at coffee all the time, or you're talking to somebody you run with or whatever. And you say, you're my guinea pig today. Here's what I need to know. What does this mean to you? And just start getting their feedback on the way you present yourself, on what you're up to, so that they're asking questions that hadn't occurred to you yet to ask. And that helps you narrow the field a whole lot more and determine which one of those you want to spend more time on. So I think what Daniel was just suggesting is a great starting point. Hi, Dennis. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Yep.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, and I can talk for hours on that, Mike. We've got frameworks and PDFs. It's just not the time and place for it. So those are fun conversations.
So, Dennis, Daniel is talking with us today about identifying our business model and figuring out where the revenue opportunities are the greatest and and make the most sense. And so we were going through that kind of dialogue with everybody. You've made a transition. Dennis Madden has made a transition from years of being the head of the Automatic Transmission Rebuilders Association and a specialist, which he still is, in the automotive aftermarket, to focusing on a couple of fields, one of which is dealing with pools, swimming pools and the technology related to that. He's also an author of a number of books, a couple of which I've got on the shelf up here, and
Yeah.
co-author with me of the book High Rev for Small
Oh,
Business.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, great.
That's the Dennis we're talking
Yeah,
about.
there's the connection.
So Dennis, what's your business focus, like your main business focus at present going forward?
Well, the book released recently and went to #1 in 3 categories. It's selling real well, and
Right.
so I want to spread the word to more pool owners. It is devastating what happens to pools in cold climate. I mean, absolutely devastating, and people don't know about it. As a matter of fact, when I talked to a gal at our local pool store who's really sharp about this stuff, and I gave her one of the books, and she had no idea what I was talking about. It's just not that well known, and so I enjoy this. I enjoy talking about it. I'm wanting to get on some podcasts and talk to people who, pool owners, and help them through this misery. I really love it.
Outstanding, outstanding. So where do you see the revenue model? What aspect of it generates money for you?
Selling books, at least right now, and I may learn more about doing something more substantial, speaking to pool service providers, which also don't know about this or don't know very well. And so, as an example, my neighbor just 3 houses up had to completely replaster his pool because of this problem. It's very expensive and very common.
Well, years ago, I was hired to speak in Reno for I don't remember the exact name. It was like National Pool and Spa Institute or something like that. And so I know that there is a sub-market out there like the auto aftermarket that has associations and conventions and meetings, and I'm sure, online learning. And you could probably develop a number of short courses on the concepts that you want to talk about and use that to to fill a pipeline with products and services that you want to get out there.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where Daniel's model comes in. Daniel, would you run through do a share screen with us and run through
Yeah,
the form?
I'll just finish this off here. For reference, Dennis, this is a document that I'm going to be using when we're together in Austin. If you'll be in Austin with us, I hope you will be. But this allows me to get a very clear understanding of the state of the union. I use that term a lot. Just like, tell me what the heck is going on. My forte is in deconstructing, analyzing, and also putting together growth plans for expert-based businesses, coaching, consulting, speaking, authors, courses, online courses, digital products, that type of businesses. So that is my laser focus into this very specific market. Anyway, we want to start off with a business identifier, and I'll quickly go through that again. Tell me what you are.
You can scan on down.
Okay. Yeah. So I provided instructions with that. So it's pretty self-explanatory. I'd like for you to make a copy of this doc, and the link is in the chat. I just posted it again, and you can just fill it in with your info. So feel free to delete, and fill it in with your info. Next, we have products and services. If you just have one product that you sell, awesome. If you have 10 of them, awesome. Probably not awesome, but we'll get to that. But please put in the product name. Hopefully it has a name. Tell me a little bit about it. Tell me the price points if you have just a one-time option, a monthly subscription, or an annual subscription, or payment plans. And then just briefly talk about the target audience. So all these are in a smaller font size so that when you type, you'll have room. But from there, tell me about your sales channels. And that's just a fancy word for where the heck is this thing selling? And if it's not selling, tell me about what you have tried to sell it on. Do you sell it through speaking engagements? Or, Dennis, in your case, I know you're selling a book, but do you get a lot of inquiries? If you're not selling anything per se, tell me about where you're getting inquiries, where blood is kind of coming into the business, or you're feeling good energy there. If you're not getting inquiries, then just tell me what you feel best about where your target market could be. For example, a lot of my folks, they hang out on social media. If I posted gung-ho on Facebook each day, I'd have a lot more business. Do I do it every single day? No, I don't. Because realistically, we only have so much time in the day, and it's the old shoemaker's kids analogy. But that's why I'm able to kind of look at these businesses outside the box. So for me, I'd mark down, yep, social media rating. Is it performing really well? Well, when I do it, it performs a 5 out of 5. Well, whoops. But if I don't do it, or, for example, in-person workshops, well, I don't use it, so I can mark it as NA. Networking events, it doesn't really work. So that type of thing. Anyway,
Although you've used networking events to become known in the Knoxville
yeah.
area.
In theory, Jim, all these could work for me. But for this example's sake, Mike, whatever you've tried, etc. And I may clean up this doc a little bit further, but for now, it's pretty self-explanatory. Do you use it? If you don't use it, no problem. What sales channel? Feel free to write in more or others if you'd like. This doc is customizable to you. And then sales obstacles. What the heck is keeping you from your growth goals? Whether you're doing 5,000 a month trying to get to 10 or 100,000 a month trying to get to 250,000 a month. Everybody's different, and it's the game you want to play. So what, in your opinion, what are your sales obstacles? Well, Daniel, I don't have a ton of leads. I know I have high conversion rates if I get leads, but I don't have a ton of leads. I don't have a lot of competition, but I don't have a big marketing budget. And man, I am time poor and skill rich. So that type of stuff. And tell me about your biggest obstacle. My biggest obstacle is consistency, or my biggest obstacle is shiny object syndrome, or that type of thing. That's holding you back from your growth goals. Again, whatever your growth goals are, feel free to tell me if you'd like. My biggest obstacle that's holding me back from making $1 million over the next year is ... And
yeah, it could be something as personal as I don't believe I'm worthy. I encountered people that had that.
Yeah.
They had a mindset from long ago that money is evil.
Yep. I worked with a client who was very afraid to sell more than just a couple $100. And it took us a very long time to overcome that. I had to basically brute force her lead generation and sales conversions, which was okay. But it's fun looking back at her now, because since then she's made $11 million because she has a $5,000 to $25,000 program. So it's like, hey, Michelle, I remember when you didn't want to sell more than 97 bucks.
Well, the old line is, people say, well, money's the root of all evil. No, that's not the biblical quote. The love of money is the root of all evil, as that quote, that passage. But yeah, it could be mindset or something like that. The reason for Daniel putting that on screen and giving you the link in the chat here is so that if you choose to, you can print that out or copy it, capture it digitally and send it to Daniel.
Yes.
Before the summit. And if you're not coming to the summit, you could send it to Daniel. And
still send it anyway.
How he can help you or guide you independent of being involved with the expert summit. But thank you for being such a great resource to us here.
Yeah, no problem. I tell any client or anybody that comes my way, I'm happy to help. And if I can't help you, I'll point you in the right direction.
Well, there's something else that you sent me the other day, and that's a time analysis worksheet. And
Yes.
when I look back at my own growth over the years, you know, I started out going to my first seminar of this type. I went in 1974, and one of the exercises was time analysis, time use analysis.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I had to
Wow.
list every single thing I did in a particular day,
Yeah.
microscopically. So I said, get up in the morning, use the bathroom, brush my teeth, do da 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 da, get in the car, drive to the babysitter, wait in the car while my wife takes our son into the babysitter, drive to, you know, and I was really, really, really specific about it.
Yeah.
And it went all the way down to laying in bed at night saying, thank you, God, for this good day, and closing my eyes.
Yeah.
And it was really helpful to see that, even though days varied from time to time, most of them fit that template.
Yeah.
And I could see this is a waste, this is required, this is a variable, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. Kind of like, who do you spend your time with? Are they
Yeah.
people that are going to lift you up, or people that help you stay as you've always been?
Jim, I know we didn't include that during this discussion today, but that's something we can dive into in Austin. And, you know, I hope to see everybody there. We're going to dive into a lot more thing. I mean, I could talk for hours about this stuff. And again, Dennis, I don't know if you caught this or not, but my forte is in digital marketing, automation systems, even tech support with digital marketing, just really understanding it. I haven't found a single term for this yet, but I kind of blanket it into a fractional CMO, a fractional COO, plus we're the tech team that actually makes you money. Essentially, if I could just put a very broad blanket statement over what my company and I do for clients, then that's what it is. So I love diving deep into situations, getting as strategic as possible, but then also getting really lost. Forest, trees, branches, and leaves, getting really lost in the leaves. So,
All right, thank you.
yeah, no problem. Again, whether or not you're coming to Austin, I'd love to see that document beforehand. That'll guide our conversations and
Dennis
lots
is a
of things.
veteran of the mastermind and the summits that I've been
Yeah.
leading. He was with us last year. No, not last year, last spring in May.
Yeah.
In La Jolla. And,
Yeah, great.
Yeah. He was even my roommate. He was staying in the headquarters house, this big, beautiful home that we had rented.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, that one looked great. Wish I could have been to that one, but I know Austin
Well,
would be
you came
blast.
digitally, and thank you for that.
I did.
I
Now,
remember that.
something for the rest of you to know. Last year, I had an enormous TV as big as this bookcase behind me in the living room at the home that the Verbo home that we had rented. And it had 3 or 4 bedrooms, so we had some people staying there. But with that TV, I could pipe in guest presenters from around the country. And I had Victor Antonio come in from Atlanta area, and I had Daniel come in from Tennessee. And it was almost like having you in the room. Would you agree with that, Mike? Dennis?
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
Such a powerful, clear television we had. And I've got one like that at the Hotel Ella here in Austin for our upcoming event. So we'll have that possibility as well. Do you have any questions, any of you, for Daniel or me at this point? We've got just a few minutes left.
No, not at this point.
Any burning desires. Daniel, why haven't I made $10 million yet? Well, we might get to that in Austin. Just wait. No, in all seriousness, I love the question and answer. It's
Okay, I'll ask you one. Why does my social media suck so hard?
because here, Brian, here's the unbiased, cold, hard truth. Organic
Yep.
social media is all but dead. The reach, essentially.
Yeah.
So that's why I personally sit on the paid side of things with paid ads, helping people understand strategic partners. So Dennis, for example, you talked about the pool shop that you went to. If you could do that times 1,000, then you would have all the business in the world that you could ever need. So I mean, quite frankly, I don't enjoy or suggest organic social media to clients. There's a time and a place for it. I'm not the guy, but there are lots of other ways to drive traffic because that's all you're trying to do, right? Post on social to ideally get a lead, a contact, an inquiry. So there's a lot of ways to do it outside of social media. It just happens that that's the, knee-jerk reaction for a lot of people.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
That's good.
Yeah.
I know that personally, I spend way more time than is reasonable on social media. Each day I spend a few hours between LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram and sometimes YouTube, but I'm using email and my Facebook and LinkedIn as my primary vehicles.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's I'll end with this, Jim, and I gotta jump here to another meeting, but I'll end with this. ChatGPT is a really great friend as long as you supply it with a powerful prompt. So don't just say, hey, how can I get more traffic, more leads, more customers? No, give it as much detail as possible about your business and your situation. I consider this the power is in the prompt. If you spend 30 minutes to an hour crafting a wonderful comprehensive prompt for the AI system to actually get context, tell it the past, present, and future of your business, then it will output some incredible things. There's no secret. I use AI every single day. Oh no, it's all automated and templated and yeah, but I then go in and layer my expertise on top of it. So my clients know that. I work a lot smarter, not harder. So the power is in the prompt. So in the meantime, feel free to use ChatGPT or AI to, just start really diving into outside the box approaches to growing your business or even getting more leads. Let's just call it that.
Yeah.
So anyway, Jim, I do have to run. I have a team meeting,
You
but
bet. Well, thank you for
I
being here
appreciate this
today.
time.
I
Yes,
look-
it
yeah,
was
look
so great
forward
to spend it with
eagerly
y'all.
to seeing you in person. I hope anyone viewing this, I hope you'll feel free to reach out directly to Daniel and to share with him whatever you want to share with him to get his input as to where he thinks your opportunities are or what he thinks you're doing that might be limiting your own growth and advancement. So that's be
Absolutely.
known, as if it were one word, beknownonline.com is his
Yep.
website. And
Yep.
what's your email?
So my personal email is dpope, like Daniel Pope, dpope@beknownonline.com. You can Google the website by just searching Be Known LLC. That's all separate words, or the website is beknownonline.com.
Dynamite.
Yep.
Thank
All right,
you,
y'all.
friend.
Well,
I appreciate it.
yeah, no problem. Thanks, Jim, and great to see everybody. I'm looking forward to talking in person. Take care.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel.
Yep. Any last questions from my inner circle here?
Well,
Questions?
I do want to say hi to Mike because I haven't seen him in a while. Hi, Mike.
Hey,
And I
Dennis. Good to see you.
apologize. What's that?
I said, good to see you.
Thank you. And I apologize to the group for showing up late. A call came in 5 minutes before the start and I couldn't abandon it.
No worries. And by the way, I got my email from Roger Bland today. The latest edition of Gears magazine has my article in there on how to be a professional expert in the automatic transmission rebuilding field.
Ah,
Yeah,
There
so
you
it's
go.
nice to be back in the magazine.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it really is, huh?
Yep,
Good.
good. All right, well, Brian, Mike, Dennis, and anyone watching this later, thank you for tuning into Wisdom Parlor today. Look forward to seeing all of you soon in various formats, whether it's in person here in Austin in September or whether it's back here online. Take care.
Can't wait. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.